Good morning and welcome to Moving Iron Podcast, Market Roundup with Chip Nellinger. Chip, man, looks like it's kind of a little quietness out there in the marketplace, not a lot going on.
Yeah, there really isn't. We at least had a little bounce yesterday, following through higher in the overnight here. About the only thing to talk about is wheat really had a pretty strong day yesterday. Some news that Russia looks like they're set to ban some of the exports, maybe 10 million tons of exports. You know, again, we've talked about this before. This is the process that happens over there. We're going to ban it. We're not going to ban it. We're going to tax it. We're not going to tax it. We're going to export. And then all of a sudden, after a couple months, they get it figured out what they really want to do. So their crop size was small enough, regardless, whether they export or whether they put a ban on, a tax on, they don't have as big a supply to export as they did. So, we'll see. But that definitely stabilized the wheat market, had a little bounce, following through up 3 or 4 here in the overnight. Corn's up penny and a half. Beans are up 4 or 5. So I don't know that you can read a whole lot into that. We beat these markets up pretty badly over the last week or 10 days, and now you're just seeing a little stabilization. I don't know that the selling pressure is over necessarily, particularly in the beans. There's just not much positive to talk about there. So I think maybe we're just seeing a little bit of a dead cat bounce. The market kind of looks ahead here. Once we get these grains through, if it kind of dries out here, I think, especially next week, you'll be starting to hear a lot more harvest activity, particularly here in Illinois and Indiana. And the market's kind of waiting for that to see, what the results are. Is it as good as what the market thinks? Did the summer heat and pockets of dryness pare that yield back? So I'd say by the end of next week, weather permitting, you're going to see a lot more of those yield reports coming in. And then September 12th is the September crop report. That's going to be a big report. So, a couple weeks away, we got a long weekend here. So we may just kind of be quiet here today, tomorrow. No markets Monday for Labor Day. Come back in Tuesday and figure out what we want to do with this thing. So may limp into the long weekend here, which is not a bad thing. We just need to stabilize this thing a little bit because it's been a little bit of a depressing fall here the last week or 2 days. Right.
Yep. Really, have you heard anything more about the Canadians coming back to the table as far as NAFTA goes?
Well, there have been some reports. I don't know if there's anything official on that, but it does sound like they're now willing to consider that, which they really, from everything I've read, I'm certainly no expert in these trade talks. It sounds like they kind of went all in at the poker table and they lost the hand, so now they don't really have much to do otherwise. I mean, they have no leverage whatsoever. So they, old Mr. Trudeau played his hand and it looks like lost the hand, maybe lost the game. So they're gonna come in eventually. It sounds like, and we'll get that thing figured out. Obviously the next line of business is the China thing, and that may be more of an extended waiting period, unfortunately.
That's like the baby that won't come. You know what I mean? The whole China thing. You know what I mean? It just like keeps going on and on and on. And just like we hear about this, we hear about that, and then all of a sudden nothing comes from it. It's just crazy.
That's a good way to put it. We're up about 10 months now. We're like, come on, mama, get this thing out.
It's crazy. So yeah. All right, man. A lot of stuff going on as usual. Farm Progress showed yesterday, or is going on right now, and you went to that. So what was going on up there that was anything noteworthy around there that you saw?
Honestly, I went the first day, and I didn't see because there were like torrential rains and a bunch of lightning. They closed the show. It literally started raining 5 minutes before I pulled in the parking lot. It just cut loose, lightning, thunder. They called the show. So I stuck around, did a little bit of a couple of interviews there, and then I had to come back yesterday. So I didn't see a whole lot of it. Looked like an okay crowd the first day, based on the amount of cars leaving that place all at one time. Yesterday would have been a little bit better, but boy, it was a
Yep.
Tuesday, no question.
It's either a swamp or a desert, right? You don't have anything in between at that show.
Yeah, it's absolutely. It's like there's no middle ground.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just the week they have it. Yeah, it's usually either 110 degrees and dangerously hot, or absolute monsoon. And Tuesday was no different.
Right on.
Wasn't hot, but you needed a pontoon boat to get through those parking lots.
Right? Okay. Yep. All right, man. Well, hey, lots of stuff going on as usual. So if people want to touch base with you and hear what Blue Reef can do for them as far as some risk management goes, how would they do that?
Yeah, best way is just call our office, 309-550-7213. Love to chat with you. You know, it's about to get busy with harvest here, so there's definitely not a time to put the markets, in the rearview mirror here, because there's a lot of stuff happening, and you always need a plan.
Right on. All right, Chip. Well, have a good day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.
Sounds good. You too.
All right. Thanks, Chip.